As always, I am your host, John J. Ransom Futrell, and welcome to 9 a.m. to 5 a.m. Podcast or Show 10. Today's topic, or tonight's topic rather, is going to be patience versus procrastination. Before getting into that, I want to say thank you to everyone that actually pays attention to the show, whether it is through my website or SoundCloud or iTunes, or if you're subscribed. Just thank you. I truly appreciate that. Like I said, I'm taking my time out to do this. I'm not doing it for profit or anything like that. But I also want to apologize. I meant to have this podcast up actually a couple of days ago, but my schedule's kind of been crazy. I messed around and pulled 2 all-nighters back to back. Actually going beyond 5 a.m. One day until about 11 a.m. and then the other day till about 7 a.m. So I was actually decided that I'd listen to my body and catch up on a little bit of rest so I can continue to keep it moving. I essentially have about 4 or 5 projects on the way just for the end of this year, going into next year. So I'm trying to get all that straight, music and otherwise, and actually going to start writing. Well, I've started writing, but I'm going to continue, I should say, to write a small book of probably narrative poetry. Should be Midnight Thoughts in the Winter, which hopefully will come out in the actual winter, prior to my birthday in December. That, and then I will be releasing singles music-wise, and an EP or 2, and a whole bunch of other stuff, man. But beyond that, to the point of this, today's show, patience versus procrastination. What led me to this is, I seen a few posts by friends of mine, people I don't know, just people on my timeline, and it's one of those things where I think, including myself, we run a fine line of being patient versus just procrastinating. Like I don't even know if I really even need to define what patience is versus procrastination to a certain extent. I mean, but let's put it this way. All right, being patient is more about, in my opinion, obviously, is more about strategy. It's about figuring things out, or even waiting until the correct moment to do stuff. Although, as I said in prior shows, I don't believe in exactly the perfect timing. I believe in living it and actually fully going about the action and really doing what you need to do, as opposed to sitting back and waiting, because sitting back and waiting runs the fine line between patience and procrastination, especially if there's a particular action that needs to take place. Patience is like saying, okay, for an example, you're an artist that does music, and you get a song recorded, and the song may be recorded, but the song isn't done until it gets mixed down. Then after it gets mixed down, it has to go through mastering. And then even after that, then you have to decide the artwork for the single. After the artwork for the single, you got to handle all the extra things, whether it is publishing or making sure that you have all your licenses correct, and giving proper credit and liner notes and things of that nature, and all these things that go into it. That's part of patience, because those things have to be done. Whereas procrastination is saying, okay, I have a song written and I know it needs to be recorded, but I'm gonna just wait. Or I'm not going to record it because there's there's not a studio close enough to me, or I have the ability to make music, but instead of making music, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go play video games. I'm going to go out and party. I'm going to go spend, I know I should be spending money on studio time. I'm going to spend money on going out to the bar. Like things like that. Those are part of that's part of procrastination. Or even as simple as, okay, I have this amazing idea, but instead of going about the idea, I'm gonna mess around and just wait. Because in my opinion, procrastination comes with a few things. It can come with basic insecurity, being insecure with your abilities. It can also come with laziness, which is, I think, the biggest form of procrastination. I think it also comes with just a limits that is created by society, man. Like, we live in a society that is so caught up, and I believe I've spoken about this in other shows, where we get so caught up and worried about resources. And the thing is sometimes you have to take a risk and live your fucking dreams with whatever resources that you have. Because eventually, if you do the shit to the best of your ability and you keep doing it, you stay consistent, the resources that you need will come to you. That's patience. You not doing it at all is procrastination. Especially if this is what you're passionate about. This is what the fuck you love to do. This is how you're living your life. Like, those decisions are on you, man. Like, you can't sit back and fucking wait for someone else, or even wait. You really can't sit back, and you really don't have the time to sit back and wait for yourself to be ready, or for what you think is ready. Because unless you've done it before, how the fuck do you know when you'll be ready? You never know unless you actually take the actions, take the steps, and go ahead and do it. Go get that experience. Go do whatever the fuck you need to do. Make it happen. Live your fucking dreams. Like I said, it's like, because, in my opinion, when you're chasing a fucking dream, you allow procrastination to get to you. You allow other aspects of your life to become more important or more significant than your passion. Think about that shit. Like, if you're putting partying above recording, if you're putting partying above drawing, if you're putting it above writing, working on your business plan, whatever the fuck it is that you do that you're passionate about, you need to check yourself. Because you're procrastinating. You're not being patient. You're procrastinating. Simple as that. If you're coming out with a fucking book and you need it written by a certain time period, or you have a certain time frame in mind, but instead of writing the fucking book, you're watching a movie, or you're watching TV, or watching the news, being affected by negativity and bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, you got to fucking sit there and be strict. You got to have the discipline. Like, because procrastination in general is a sign of lacking discipline. That's really what it is. Patience and procrastination are about discipline on opposite spectrums. If you're disciplined, you can have the patience. If you're undisciplined, you're going to procrastinate. You're going to wait forever to do whatever it is that you need to be doing. And I also want to clearly state this. Procrastination really has nothing to do with what other people want you to do. I'm going to say this shit again. Procrastination has nothing to do with what other people want you to do. It's about what you want to do and what you're passionate about. Because what someone else believes that you should be doing has absolutely nothing to do with you. They may have the best idea of what they think you should be doing, or how your life should be going. But the motherfucking issue is that they're not you. They are not you. No matter how well they know you, they're not you. So if they're not you, how could they tell you what your priorities should be? Especially if you're a grown person. Now, if you're a teenager or a kid or something, okay, your parents can kind of get that to a certain extent. But the reality is you're not going to do shit that you're not passionate about, or that you don't want to do. I mean, you could choose to, but I'm guaranteed you'll get better results if you're passionate about it. Period. If you're actually passionate about it and you care about it, you're going to get the results that you need to get. You're going to, you're going to allow yourself to have discipline, allow yourself to have patience. You're going to allow yourself to do these things. Or you're just not. I mean, but you make the decision. Before I end the show, I could go on that shit forever, but this may be the last podcast for 2015 that I do, as far as 9 a.m. to 5 a.m. I still have a few other things in the works. As far as my media and promotions company, so that's in the works. And my media and promotions company exists already, which is JAC Media and Promotions. However, there may be some type of channel or podcast that goes with that. I promise I'm gonna get back on Periscope for those who have viewed me on Periscope or followed me on Periscope. If you do not follow me on Periscope or Twitter, follow me at Esoteric Diamond, all one word. Follow me on Instagram, J Ransom. That's JRANSOM _the_creator. Follow me on there. You'll get all the information that you need. Also, check out all the websites. It's a long list, so I'm not going to go through all that. But, like I said at the beginning, man, I want to thank y'all, especially those who actually listen to the show and pay attention. Obviously, the listens on SoundCloud are low because I personally don't. I personally use the SoundCloud just for the RSS feed, as far as iTunes is concerned. So I know majority of the listens come through my website or the iTunes podcast. So, at the end of the day, man, like, live your dreams, be patient with yourself and with life. For me, I know that's one of my struggles personally, to be 100% honest with you. But I think that's a psychological. I think that's more of a psychological thing. The reason I say that is because I think I did mention a few shows back. We live in a society that rushes us. If I didn't mention it, I apologize. It was definitely a thought. It meant to be in one of the shows. Society rushes us. It tries to force us to do things prior to us being ready. In life in general, like, society isn't based upon our souls. It's based upon a system, and we're systematically oppressed in many different ways. And in one way, it's really the rush. It's really the feeling as if we have to have life completed or at a certain point by a certain age, which is bullshit. Like, it's completely bullshit. And I think also with the responsibilities of society and what we need to do as far as bills and things of that nature, I think that also creates a certain procrastination for our passions. But at the end of the day, it's our responsibility. Like, it really is. So I want to end this show by basically saying, living your dreams is your responsibility. If there's anything that you remember me saying on this podcast, is that living your dreams is your responsibility. Keep believing, keep striving, stay patient, stay passionate, love what you do, love your life, and always appreciate those that are around you and in your corner. Appreciate those who aren't either. Just know the difference between who is and who isn't. Stay strong, keep moving. Have a great week. Hope you had a great weekend. Now I'm about to get back to work myself. It's about probably 4 a.m. right now. So about time I'm actually going to just upload this shit now. I'm not going to lie. So when you listen. Share with a friend as far as what it is I'm talking about. I mean, you can share the podcast as well. Like, I don't mind that. But like I said from the beginning, for me, it's really not about that. It's not about a popularity contest or anything like that. I have no sponsors. So, peace and love, man. Like, really peace and love. I truly appreciate everybody that pays attention to this podcast in a world filled with podcasts and shit like that. And everyone that pays attention to my work. Because I know that we live in a society in general, just an oversaturated market with a lot of shit. So the fact that you even pay attention is truly something important and significant to me. So I appreciate you. Peace and love. As always, John J. Ransom Futrell. Holla at y'all next time or next year with the podcast, 9 a.m. to 5 a.m. 9 a.m. to 5 a.m.